up again. Yes, Connecticut, we do have an economic crisis, but I'm more worried, Connecticut, we have a crisis of confidence. I need you to stand up to those pessimists who say Connecticut's best days are behind us. They are wrong. I also need you to stand up to those who say, oh, we'll skate through this economic recession, then we'll be back to business as usual. And they are wrong. I need you to stand up for a Connecticut that gets out of its defensive crouch, gets back on offense, starts investing in the future again, help businesses expand, start putting people back to work, get Connecticut back to work. That's how we get Connecticut going again. That's how we get I'm running as a dad. You know, Amy and I, we have 3 kids, Teddy, Lindsay, and Emily. You know, as Ed said, more than any other state, our young graduates are leaving. They're leaving Connecticut for greener pastures. And my kids are going to make their own paths in life. But as a governor, I want to make sure that this is a state with vibrant cities and great job opportunities, a place where all of our kids can always call home. I'm also running as a guy that used to be a volunteer teacher at Harding High School in Bridgeport, where too many of those kids used to wonder out loud whether they had a future at all. And I taught with some amazing teachers who encouraged and inspired these kids every day. And as your governor, I'm going to be back there at Harding, I'm going to be back there at those schools. I'm going to remind those kids every day that you're going to be great players on Team Connecticut. And I'm running as a guy who started up a business about 25 years ago. Borrowed some money from the local bank. Hung out my shingle at one of those rental offices there for $500 a month. All of us would-be entrepreneurs in a row with $1 and a dream and a great administrative assistant named Olivia. And Olivia used to cover for us, give us that big company feel. Hello, Lamont Digital, how can I help you? Oh, you'd like to talk to the director of purchasing. Well, she's busy right now. Oh, I know. Maybe I can get you into the assistant director of purchasing. His name is Ned. I was the assistant director of purchasing. I was chief cook. I was bottle washer. That's how businesses begin in this state. That's how jobs are created in this state. We took on the cable TV utilities. We beat them at their own game. We beat them with better technology, a better business model, better customer service. That's how we won, and that's how Connecticut starts winning again. We have a spending problem in this state, and I will do everything I can to bring down the high cost of government. And we do have a revenue problem. But it's a revenue problem that's not going to be solved with more taxes. It's a revenue problem that's going to be solved with more tax payers. Expanding more opportunities. I come here to Hartford, I come here to these budget debates, I see these politicians, oh, the economic pie is getting smaller, we're going to have to learn how to divide it up, a smaller piece here, a smaller piece there. I have devoted my life to expanding the economic pie, making it grow, with better opportunities for everybody. That's what we have to do here in Connecticut. And maybe, just maybe, Connecticut needs a governor, somebody who started up a business and created more than a few jobs, here in a state that's dead last in the country in starting up businesses and creating jobs. What do we do? First thing I do as governor, first thing I do as CEO of the state, the Chief Economic Development Officer of the state. I get on the phone, I beat the pavement, I start talking to employers large and small. What do you need? What do you take to grow? What does it take to invest? How can we get you to start hiring again? And I know what you're thinking. Oh, I bet they're going to say I need a $100 million tax giveaway or I'm going to move to Georgia. Well, Carol, we went around CCSU, we talked to the businesses. That's not what I heard. You know, we went to the insurance companies right here in Hartford. They said, we need more actuaries. You know, we need more statisticians. We need more accountants. And that's what Drew Harris, that's what we did at CCSU. We made sure they didn't have to go out of state to fill those needs. We're moving one of their major research facilities out of state. I know what you're thinking. I said, oh, Sikorsky, they're probably moving to India or China where it's so cheap. No, they didn't. They moved to Bozeman, Montana. They moved to Bozeman, Montana because the governor, Brian Schweitzer, picked up the phone and said, what do you need? And he listened. And he said, I'm going to start up an engineering program, University of Montana, Bozeman, so you're going to have the best and the brightest, Sikorsky, to make sure your research facility is state-of-the-art. Why, Connecticut, are we losing out to Bozeman? We have the best women's basketball team in the world. They don't lose to anybody. They don't lose to anybody. We're losing to Bozeman. What would Coach Gino say? He'd say, Connecticut, go on offense. Right, the other guys, they know how to play offense. I was there at a mid-sized manufacturing company, and he said, Ned, I just got a call. I got a call from a guy named Rick. And Rick said, you know, you ought to think about moving your operation down to Austin, Texas. I know you got about a year left of your lease. Come on down to Austin. This guy said, you know, Rick, I've been a New Britain guy all my life. I don't need to move down to Austin. He said, come on down. Weather's great, great schools. You'll fit right in. We'll fly you down. That's Rick Perry, the governor of Texas, and that's the competitive landscape we're working in right now. I'll tell you, I am ready to roll up my sleeves. I know how to talk to business. I know how to get Connecticut back on offense again. Let me tell you about Connecticut. Let me tell you about the Naugatuck Valley. Do you realize that Connecticut has the most productive workers in the world? Do we even realize that we have the best educated workforce? Remember that Connecticut is the gateway to New England, the gateway to one of the most extraordinary markets in the world. This is where you should be. I'm looking right now. I see a building. It's got your name on it. Let's build something together. Or how about that biotech company that's thinking about moving out of state? You know, yeah, we have a research triangle right here in Connecticut. It starts at Yale, New Haven. They're doubling the size of their major research facility. Lab space, life sciences. Keep going right down I-95. Go right down the Knowledge Corridor. Right to Pfizer with their major research facility in Groton, New London. Quinnipiac University. They're going to be starting up a medical school. This is where you want to be. Have you thought about the Science Park in New Haven? That's right. That's where Eli Whitney reinvented manufacturing. And you should be there with the other biotech companies because that's where Connecticut is going to reinvent medicine. No more exploring. My name is Ned Lamont, and I am running to be governor of the great state. Let's get growing again. Let's get back on offense. Connecticut, let's start winning again.
Thanks for being here. You're a good man.